it to now. And I appreciate them so much because when I told them that I was getting ready to write this book, they automatically volunteered their time and their services and their gifts and talents to help me edit this book. And I think it took a little bit longer to edit than it took for me to write it. But I blessed them. They didn't charge me or anything. It was just out of love, and I appreciate it. I want to thank everybody, Lisa, Trina, I can't be able to call everybody's name, but everybody who helped put this together, the decorations. My cousin Lisa did all the decorations. Thank you so much. Trina, everybody, my brother, Maurice, Terrence, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You just don't know how blessed that is. Mama, thank you so much. She's here from Florida. So I just want to say thank you and just, I know the musicians have to leave at 8, so we have something for you in the back. Just want to say thank you. Beauty for Ashes came about in December of 2015. And it was something that I didn't plan on writing. I had just gone through a divorce, and the Lord began to deal with me, and I remember how I was transparent about Toni and what Toni was going through and her different transitions during the divorce. And me and my ex-husband had a really, really great relationship, and we had that before we had got married. So whatever I talked about had nothing to do with him, it was Toni and the different phases of my divorce that I was going through. And I found that people began to inbox me. And it wasn't just regular people. These were pastors. These were bishops. These were first ladies. Asking me about how did I maintain. And I was like, well, who am I? I've been divorced 5 months now, and who am I to talk to anybody about anything? But the Lord blessed me, gave me favor. And I remember one Sunday, me and Pastor Mary, we were walking around praying, and the Lord said, start a Beauty for Ashes Facebook page. So that's what I did. And that page was to just really encourage people who were going through divorce, who were just going through things. 2 weeks later, the Lord spoke to me and said, I want you to write a book titled Beauty for Ashes. I said, okay, so I started it immediately, but when I got home, that Sunday I said, okay, well, Lord, what is this book going to be about? Because in my mind, I thought it was going to be about my transition during divorce and different things that I, went through and all of that. But the Lord said, no, I need you to talk about what you've gone through from childhood. And although I'm healed of that, but there's something there. And so I said, okay. And it wasn't easy because I had to go back and really be transparent about some things that I've experienced as a child. Sexual abuse, I've been in foster homes. Been exposed to pornography as a child, just different things that I dealt with. And I found that even sometimes just looking back over my life that sometimes if you have not dealt with those issues, those things will begin to attach themselves to you. Like I dealt with the spirit of fear. Not only that, but I dealt with low self-esteem. I dealt with depression. So it was a lot of things that were attached to that. And not even really realizing that they grew up with me, they became companions. And sometimes you have to actually really go back and say, wait a minute, why am I dealing with this? Why is it still here? Sometimes we think we healed something, but we really not. We just kind of deal with it or kind of, sweep it under the rug and just not even pay it no mind, but it's still a living, breathing thing, per se. And if you have not dealt with those things, you're just going to keep going through the cycle. So that's what Beauty for Ashes is about. And ashes, I wore that as a garment. I wore shame as a garment because I felt like I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. Will nobody want me? I don't look like that. I keep my hair cut short. I don't wear bundles of hair. That's not Toni. That's not my thing. And so I began to deal with those type of issues and also loneliness. And I would find myself trying to keep people in my life so that I wouldn't be by myself. And sometimes we do those things. We try to keep people, we hold them hostage, and they're like, no, let me go. And because I dealt with that growing up, my mother abandoned me. So I dealt with abandonment issues. So the Lord began to deal with me, and so I had to talk about everything. I had to be transparent about everything. And with the book, I actually take you with me to each of those accounts.